Hey guys, Icy Cat here. In today's video, this is the second one of today that we're talking about the content coming out of the new Pro Leagues. This time we've got new information regarding the map and the 3 new operators and all of the details regarding their abilities. So as I mentioned, this is actually the second video I've done today regarding new content coming out of the Pro League events today. The first one dealt with the Year 3 roadmap, including the new format where they're changing the way the seasons are coming out. We're still getting the 4 seasons, but the way that they're doing operators and the way that they're doing new maps and new content and things like that is completely changing. We're also getting a new zombies mode, and if you want all the information on that, if you haven't seen that video already, I'm going to put the link for that here on the screen. You can find that information in the other video that I did. Please go back and check that one out if you haven't already. There's a lot of really exciting info there. But going ahead with this one, we've got some information regarding the map and the operators. So let's start with the map first. Of course, we all know that the new map is called Tower. It's in Seoul, South Korea. This is a very high vertical map, and we've gotten a look at the layout of it before, but this time we find out a little bit more information. We have confirmation on some exterior rappel windows, which we could see a little bit, but we weren't really sure exactly how they worked. And so the way this happens is that there's essentially only one exterior spawn point for attackers on the top of the roof, and then they can either go down through the center of a elevator shaft, or they can go down through the windows on the exterior rappel and come in that way. The other attacker spawn positions are actually inside of the structure, and what this does is it actually creates no places where defenders can go what's considered outside of the map. So defenders cannot be detected anywhere on this map. It sounds like they can't even get on top of the roof. Maybe that's only like a drop down that the defenders can't access. So there's literally no place where the defenders can go where they would get that detection. Also, the way that the map is laid out is that there's a lot of multi-level hop downs where you can jump off of one balcony on a second level and land on one on the first floor down below it. So this is going to be something of a roamer's paradise. The map is actually pretty dense and large considering what it is. It's bigger than I thought it was going to be, and it looks like it's going to be a whole lot of fun. Now let's talk about the operator breakdown. So we kind of got a preview trailer for all of these guys already, and thanks to some 4chan leaks and some information revealed in those trailers, we did know a little bit about what they could do in a basic sense, but now we have some more specific details. So let's start by taking a look at Zofia. This is the remaining Polish Grom attacker. It is now confirmed that she is a 2-speed, 2-armor character. She'll have a standard 30-round magazine assault rifle or the LMGE, which is a 150-round mag light machine gun. Now, we already knew that she had a dual grenade launcher. One side would have concussion grenade rounds and the other side would have breaching rounds. She would have 2 of each in there. There is no reload cycle between them like you have on Ash, so she can actually launch them out consecutively with no delay because of an electronic firing system that actually stacks the rounds on top of each other in the same chamber. A little bit more info regarding that is that the concussion grenades do work somewhat similarly to Ella's concussion mines, so you will have a similar effect with those. However, because they're launched out, they do have the ability to bounce off of surfaces. So you can actually bend these around walls. If you hit it on an angle, the ricochet will carry it in further. So even if you don't have a direct line of sight on somebody, you can still get them that way. And the breaching rounds are pretty much kind of what they sound like. They do make a small impact hole in the wall. It's looks like it's large enough to be vaulted through, but both of these seem to work on kind of a proximity effect. If they land close to somebody, they're going to go off. Or they also have a time delay on them, so even if they don't land right next to somebody, it will still detonate. Now, because Ella and Zofia are actually sisters on opposing sides, they do have an interesting interaction ability. They do have some unique voiceover lines that have been recorded between them to have kind of a back and forth dialogue when they're encountering each other in a map, but also, their abilities kind of work against each other in that they're each resistant to each other's concussion effect. It's almost like they kind of trained with concussion weapons, so they're used to them. Therefore, it affects them less. They have 50% less duration when each one of them is affected by the other's gadget. So if Zofia walks into one of Ella's concussion mines, it will last 50% shorter duration than it would for any other operator, and vice versa. If Ella is affected by one of Zofia's concussion grenades, it will also last 50% shorter. Zofia also has one further trick up her sleeve, and that's the fact that she has the ability to get up from a down but not out state one time. When she does this, she has only 1 hit point. So then this becomes something that you need to decide for yourself. Do you wait for somebody else to pick you up and on a manual revive restore 50 hit points? Or do you get up on your own and you don't have to wait for somebody? Maybe you're in a spot where somebody can't get to you, but you're only going to have 1 hit point left to use. Now let's take a look at the first of the South Korean operators. We have Dokkaebi, and she has a 2-speed, 2-armor setup. We already knew from the preview trailer that she has the ability to hack defenders' gadgets. But it's not just any gadgets, it is specifically their phones only. Her gadget is a tablet, and her ability is called the Logic Bomb. Twice per match, she has the ability to activate this. This simultaneously triggers the phones on all the remaining defenders. It kind of causes them to go into like a ringtone vibration sort of a thing. You can easily hear where they are. Now, on the defender side, they have the ability to deal with this. This is kind of like a mechanic similar to Lesion. When you put out one of Lesion's mines and you step on that, as an attacker, you need to decide, do I need to take this out and make myself vulnerable for a second and remove the status effect? Or do I kind of continue forward and maybe try to get the shot, but continue to take damage while I do so? You have a similar effect going on here. You can choose to not deal with the phone and continue to engage your target. Or you can take a couple of seconds and go into your phone and disable the effect. Basically, you restart the phone to get rid of the hack. When you do so, you are vulnerable for a few seconds, like I said. Until you do so, you do not have the ability to go into your cameras because your phone isn't functioning properly, and that's how you interface with your camera network. Defense has a couple of tricks up its sleeves to deal with this, though. Echo is immune to the hacking. Echo cannot be hacked in this way. He's just completely immune. The other is that if you are in proximity to a mute signal jammer when this hack goes off, the hack will be blocked. You are protected by staying in close proximity to that signal jammer. So that's another way you can defend yourself from this. Now, an advantage on the other side is that when the phones go off, IQ has the ability to see the phone through any walls or surfaces. As long as it's within that 20-meter range of her scanner, she can actually see that phone until it is silenced. That's not Dokkaebi's only ability, though. When she's in play, defenders will now drop their phones when they get killed, and she has the ability to then hack those phones. When she does so, she will gain access to the defender's camera network, including any Valkyrie cams. Although, again, Echo is immune to being hacked, so the Echo drone cannot be hacked. But Valkyrie cams and standard cameras in the network will now be viewable by Dokkaebi. When that happens, the defenders will see when they access their network that they are being hacked. Her logo will pop up there, so it's not like they won't be aware of it. Then the defenders have a choice to make. Do they go ahead and take those cameras out, destroying any sightlines? Defenders also have one other ability to counter the hack, and that is when the defenders die, that they drop the phone, other remaining defenders can destroy the phone, preventing the ability for Dokkaebi to hack that phone. If it's destroyed, she can't get into it. Now, on her end, there is a bit of a risk to it because when she hacks it, wherever she's standing, she will go vulnerable for a few seconds until the hack is complete. So you need to be really careful if you're standing in an open area that when you do this, you could be shot while you wait a few seconds for the hack to go through. However, once you do, you will be able to access the network at any point. Finally, the third new operator is Vigil. This defender is a 3-speed, 1-armor roaming operator. His ability is that he's invisible to drones. And you can see when this effect goes into practice on the bottom of his screen, he kind of gets this like white distorted noise effect. And that means that the ability is now active. It's on a cooldown cycle, so the ability will run through until it's depleted, and then you won't be able to use it again until it refills itself. You'll know when you've managed to successfully block a drone because you will see that the lights on that drone are no longer red, they are white. That means that that drone has now been hacked. The jammer that lives on the back of Vigil's character model will then have gotten inside the drone and essentially removed the image of him from the drone's view. This only makes him invisible to drones, it doesn't make him invisible to actual people. This does also work for hacked cameras, so if Dokkaebi has managed to hack a camera network while Vigil's ability is active, he won't show up on any of those cameras either. Again, only while his ability is active, though. From the drone's perspective, you can also tell when you're in an area that's somewhat near Vigil. You get the same kind of white staticky noise effect at the bottom of the screen, also at the top. This tells you that you are somewhere within 12-meter proximity to where Vigil is, but you can't figure out exactly where as long as his ability is active. Now, if Vigil does anything to interact with the environment, you will still see that, like if he knocks anything over, jumping over a table and knocking papers down or something. Likewise, if he breaks down a barricade or if he starts shooting anything like that, that's also going to make his cloak ineffective. While Vigil is using his ability, IQ can counter-detect him very similarly to how she can currently counter-detect Pulse. Furthermore, Thatcher and Twitch can also temporarily disable his ability, although admittedly, it's going to be hard to score a hit with Twitch if you can't see him on the drone view in the first place. But if you do, it will disable the effect. Both Vigil and Dokkaebi share the same loadout, and we talked a little bit about that in previous videos. He will have the K1A1 30-round submachine gun. Dokkaebi will have the Mark 14 EBR marksman rifle. Both will share the same loadout in regards to machine pistols. They have the choice between the SMG-12 or the CZ75 Auto. The other one they share in common is the BOSG 2.2 shotgun. This is an interesting one because it is a slug shotgun. It does not fire out buckshot. You get 2 shots with it before you have to reload. Both shots do very high damage, but they don't have that spread effect. So be sure of your target before you shoot. Another couple of small pieces of information we have is that the next elite skin revealed for the game is going to be Mute. This is very exciting for me. I am a Mute main. I can't wait to pick this skin up. Additionally, we're also going to be getting the standard new uniforms that come with the release of every new season, and we get a preview of a few of them here. Now, patch notes for the new season will be releasing tomorrow. As soon as they do, I will be uploading all of that information, making you aware of all the new changes that are coming. Also going live tomorrow will be the technical test server for Operation White Noise. So if you have access to the test server tomorrow, you will be able to use all the new operators and the new map and see what all the changes are. If you don't have access to the test server, then the new content will be available for everybody with the season pass starting December 5th for the new operators. Of course, everyone gets the new map for free on that date too. If you have the season pass, you'll get those operators on December 5th. Otherwise, you will have to wait 7 more days after that before anyone else can gain access to them. So that wraps up today's coverage regarding what all the new operators can do, the new map, all the breakdown on that. Again, I will be covering the patch notes released tomorrow, and we'll be going over the things revealed on the technical test server in the coming days. Also, just a reminder, if you haven't had a chance to see that first video I did a little earlier that talked about the reveal of the zombies mode as well as the new outline for the changes coming up for the format for year 3, then do please check that video out. We'll put the link there at the top. And as always, if you want to stay up to date on the latest news and information, then do please like and subscribe. Just be sure to click that notification icon so you're alerted as soon as I make new content available. You can also follow me over at IcyCat25 on either Facebook or Twitter. Thanks a lot for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time.